The first impression effect. Have you ever noticed that in the first few seconds of meeting someone, you form an opinion about them? Sometimes this opinion is correct, but often it is deceptive. Why does this happen? It's the first impression effect, a cognitive error that causes our brain to form conclusions about people and situations without in-depth analysis. In this video, let's break down how it works, why it can be inaccurate, and what to do to learn how to evaluate objectively. What is the first impression effect? It is a psychological phenomenon in which the first seconds of acquaintance form a stable opinion about a person, which is then difficult to change. You immediately feel sympathy or antipathy for a person without even knowing them. Appearance and behavior influence how you perceive the person you are talking to. If the first impression was good, you tend to justify the person's mistakes. If it was bad, even positive traits will seem less meaningful. Our brains simplify perception to adapt faster, but sometimes this leads to mistakes. Why does the first impression effect occur? Evolutionary mechanism. Quick conclusions helped our ancestors to determine whether a person is dangerous or not. Social stereotypes. Society forms certain patterns of behavior and appearance that are associated with success, reliability, danger, and others. Subconscious associations. The brain instantly links new images with similar ones that are already in memory. Nonverbal cues. Gestures, facial expressions, and tone of voice influence perception more than words. First moment emotions. If the encounter occurred in an unpleasant environment, this can distort a person's perception. First impressions are not based on facts, but on the intuitive reactions of the brain. How does the first impression affect life? Misjudging people. You can underestimate or overestimate a person. Career impact. In business, communication, first impressions play a key role. Social barriers. Some people may seem unfriendly even though they are not. Wrong expectations. If the first impression is wrong, reality can disappoint. Manipulation. Charismatic people can use this effect to make themselves appear better than they are. How can we learn to think more objectively? Recognize this effect. Remember that first impressions can be inaccurate. Do not jump to conclusions. Give yourself time to get to know the person better. Analyze facts, not emotions. Pay attention to actual behavior, not just the first impression. Revise your opinion if a person turns out to be different than they seemed at first. Recognize their mistake. Slow down evaluation. Don't rush to categorize people based on first contact alone. True perception requires depth, not instant conclusions. Conclusion. Don't rush to judge based on the first moment. Give yourself a chance to see reality. Write in the comments how often has the first impression of a person turned out to be deceptive.